Hey guys, good morning. This is Nava recording live from Israel. I am a nutritionist and I love fermenting. And today we are going to learn how to make your own fermented citrus cleaning solution. And I'm so excited about this because first of all, it's citrus season and I have so many citrus fruits growing everywhere and I'm always looking for something to do. And I'm also really excited about this because I happen to be married to a clean freak whose favorite cleaning solution is bleach, which isn't the healthiest. And so now I found this great alternative that I can make in my own home, and it's made with all natural products and it smells great and it cleans really well. So that's what we're going to learn today. But before we do that, I'm just going to get you guys excited about other projects that we have coming up. So I'm going to go to my back fermenting counter. So first of all, if you guys have been following, we made these lemons. I think it's been like 3 or 4 weeks even. They're definitely ready to go. How can you tell that they're ready? So if you look on top, they're sitting in this like nice jelly, like almost like jam like solution, and that's from the oils and the liquid from the lemons itself. We didn't put in much oil. We put in a tiny bit. So most of the oil really is from the peel of the lemon, and it's made this nice jelly. It smells like strong lemon, vinegary lemon peel smell. And they have sort of like a salty, pickly, lemony, bitter taste. So if you made these 2 or 3 weeks ago, they're probably ready to go. We've been really enjoying them. You can blend them and make like a little spread or dip. We eat ours on bread. You can top your hummus with it. It's really great with hummus. You can put on salads, eat it with trina. We love them. They're really great. Okay, so other fun citrus projects that we have coming up. I'm going to teach you guys how to make your own sodas, and this isn't like soda stream that you just press a button. You actually ferment them yourself. Okay, so it's probiotic filled with lots of really good bacteria, and the bubbles and fizz is all from the fermentation of the bacteria that you guys can make in your own home. So this is made from kombucha and this is made from kefir. Really cool. This is lemon and this is lemon ginger. Really fun projects to have in your home in the summertime especially. Okay, this is a cool project, another citrus project. So you can dry your own citrus fruits. I use this for an art piece that I've been hanging in my house. So you can make these like funky mobiles, which look nice in the sun. And they also smell good. And you can also dry them and put them into teas, so you can save citrus fruit to have for teas all year round. And you can also eat them as like a dried fruit, cover them in chocolate. So that's also going to be coming up, how to dry your own citrus fruit. So back to today's project. So what you're going to need is a jar, and you're going to need to save up citrus peels. You can use any type of citrus peels, lemon, orange, grapefruit, pomelo, small kumquats, anything. And you're going to want to have your jar half filled with citrus peels. And again, it's not good to put in the whole fruit. So you want to use peels that you've already squeezed out, or if you've peeled the orange, you don't want to have the whole fruit itself. Okay, so you're going to fill your jar halfway, and the rest of it you're going to fill with water. So I'm going to do that right now. Okay, so my jar is now filled halfway with citrus peels and the other half is water. And what's going to happen is now I'm going to close my jar and it's going to ferment. So it means that this solution, this water solution, is going to turn into a vinegary alcoholic solution, and that's what makes our citrus cleaning solution antibacterial, because the vinegar and the alcohol is going to kill bacteria. So a couple of options for jars. So if you use a jar like this that seals, you have to do a technique that I call burping the jar. So what does that mean? We have here yeast and bacteria locked inside. They're eating at the peels, and at the same time, they're blowing out bubbles. They're blowing out carbon dioxide, just like we blow out carbon dioxide. And so you need to release that gas. So you have to, every once in a while, open the jar. When I say every once in a while, you could do it about every day, every other day. Open the jar and close it, something like that. And as well, if you do a jar like this, you're gonna have to do the same thing. If you close it like this, you're gonna have to open it and close it every couple of days. So you can even see, possibly as I burp it, that there's bubbles coming up on top. It's bubbling on top. This has been sitting on my counter for about a week now. Okay, and so then I'm just going to close it again. Your other option is to leave a jar like this open on your counter and cover it with a cloth and an elastic band. So something like this. Okay, a cloth like this, and just covering it like that with an elastic band or some kind of string on top, and then you would leave it like this on your counter covered. And so what's good about that method, covering it with a cloth, is that the air can come out and you don't need to burp it, but you might have the aroma in your kitchen. So it could be that if you cover it with a towel like this, your whole family will smell your lemons and oranges fermenting, which is fine. It'll smell kind of like vinegar, alcohol, lemons mixed together, but it is a strong smell. So those are your two options of jars. Another thing that is important to note is how to prevent mold from growing. So basically the solution itself is antibacterial, right? And I guess as well antifungal. So nothing will grow in the solution itself. So anything that's covered in liquid will be clean and nothing will grow. The problem is that these parts here up top are exposed to air and not covered in the solution, and that's where you're going to get mold growing. So your options are, first of all, to try to really cover the whole thing with water up to here, and if you see that throughout the time it isn't covered all the way, then you can add water so that it's really all covered, and then seal it on top like that, so that the whole thing will be covered in solution. So for example, now I've covered the whole thing with water. I'm going to close it, and so now everything is sealed with solution. If that doesn't work for you, it means that I would suggest every time you open your jar and burp it, you should just press the fruit down. It is going to float on top, but at least it soaks up the solution, and that's what's going to protect it. Okay, I also did in a jar like this, which is just a lot bigger, and again, the tops aren't fully covered, so every time I go to open the jar, I press it down just so that it becomes submerged in the solution, and that's what's going to protect it from getting moldy. So those are the things that you need. So once you put your lemon peels or citrus peels in water, you're going to let it sit for about 2 to 3 weeks. Now, why do I say 2 to 3 weeks? Everything with fermentation, it's really hard to be exact. It's really hard to give an exact recipe because it depends on so many things. We're working with live cultures, okay? We're working with animals, okay? And they're influenced by so many things. They're influenced by the temperature, by the moisture. They could even be possibly influenced by us and the energies that we give to them. Some people say that if you talk to it, it'll go faster. So it's hard to say exactly how long it'll be. If you live in a colder country, it's probably better that you give it the 3 weeks. If you live in a warmer country, it could be 2.5 weeks is ready. How can you tell that it's ready? So as you can see, the mixture really changes color over time. So this I made right now. This has been sitting on my counter for about a week. This has been also, I'd say about a week as well. So the color changes. By the end, you want to get a really nice, bright yellow or orange color. And then the main indication is the smell. So you're going to smell vinegar, alcohol. It's going to be a really strong smell. You'll know. And as well, while you're opening it, you should notice that it'll be bubbly. So those are all good signs that your fermentation is working and that it's ready. So this has been sitting on my counter for 2 to 3 weeks. At this point, it smells, but that's fine. It's good. It smells like really, really strong alcohol and vinegar and like really bitter peels and like, and maybe even like vodka, like really, really, really strong. Anyways, all that is great. It means that the bacteria and yeast have been breaking down the sugars and the peels. It's all been released, and it's been creating vinegar and alcohol, and it's ready to go. So now at this point, after it's been sitting on your counter, the next step is to boil it. So I'm going to take you over to my stove, and we're now going to boil the solution. Hey guys, so at this point, I'm going to pour the solution through a strainer into a pot, and I'm going to let the solution heat up until it boils. Okay, so I'm just pouring the liquid in. This mixture here was oranges, mandarins, and this one was a giant, or I think this was actually 2 pomelos and lemons. So my pot's come to boil, and right when it starts boiling, you can turn it off. So see, it's starting to boil. It looks like this. Okay, so I'm going to turn it off, and I'm going to let it cool. So my solution has finished boiling, and I now let it cool to room temperature. And let's take a look to see what's going on. So my solution is kind of like a bright yellow. And I noticed after I boiled it that there was some pulp floating in it, also because I used pomelo, which really has a lot of that white pulp. So what I did was I just took a strainer and I scooped out any leftover pulp that was in it. So you can do that as well if you notice that there's pulp floating in, because if you have a cleaning solution, you don't want to be spraying pulp. Obviously, you want it to go smoothly through the spritzer. So you can just spray the pulp out. And once that's done, you're going to transfer it into your spray bottle. So what I did was I took a glass jar. This is like an old grape juice jar, and I took this top off of this spray bottle. This I got like at a dollar store. But you can also just store it in a plastic container. I just put it in this jar because you can see the cool color. But it's probably easier if you use a plastic container. And then once you do that, once you pour it in, I used a funnel to pour it in. I'm not going to put in the video myself pouring it into the jar because it was a huge mess and just an embarrassment. So I do suggest that you have an extra hand if you are pouring from the pot into this jar, because it gets quite messy. But in this jar, this is about, I would say, 1.5 liters. I put in about 10 drops of lavender. So this is just this is an essential oil. I don't know too much about essential oils. If you have any other ideas of other cool oils that would smell nice with citrus, then you can post. I'd love to get more ideas, but I really like the smell. It's quite soothing, and the solution itself really does have a strong alcoholic citrus smell. And once I put the lavender in, the smell really became much more pleasant, and it's actually a really nice, refreshing smell. So that's what I did. I did about 10 drops for 1.5 liters. And that's it, you're done. So go out, pick some oranges or lemons, save the peels, and stick them in a jar, ferment it, and within a couple weeks you'll have a cleaning solution, a fermented citrus cleaning solution, all natural and made out of seasonal fruits. So stay healthy, stay clean, and have a happy, healthy Corona season. And I can't wait to see you guys in upcoming videos on other fun home fermentation projects that we have coming up. Bye.